going on, everybody? Welcome to On the Set. Today I'm trying something new out where I do a double feature reviewing two movies back to back. In this instance, it's going to be Fantastic Four and The Rise of the Silver Surfer. You know, not a lot of people like these movies, but I do. But then again, I like Spider-Man 3, so what the hell do I know? The film starts off with Reed Richards, who's a scientist exploring outer space. He compiles a team together consisting of this girl he likes named Sue, her little brother Johnny, and his best friend Ben. Their plan is to go into outer space to observe this cosmic energy storm that's like flying through our galaxy, or whatever. They get funded by this guy named Victor Von Doom, who's pretty much like Elon Musk. He has his own space station and his own shuttle and his own little private NASA. And I guess they're like long-term rivals or something because like they kind of hate each other, but they kind of don't. Anyway, so they go up into space and Doom accompanies them, but I guess there's some miscalculations because they get hit like pretty much straight on with the cosmic energy and it fucks them all up. Like even Ben I think gets the worst of it because he's outside the ship and just gets like direct contact. So yeah. They go back to Earth, and they're all getting, like, medically cleared, and all of a sudden, Ben turns into, like, this giant rock monster. They all start showing different attributes, like, Reed can stretch his limbs, Sue can turn invisible, and Johnny can catch on fire. So what about Doom? Well, he's starting to turn into, like, metal, pretty much. Then eventually what happens is Doom just starts going mad with power and starts electrocuting the fuck out of everybody because apparently he can control electricity now. And then as the four of them develop their powers, they have to band together to stop him. They make these containment suits, which are pretty much their superhero costumes. And then they all have to start embracing their powers. At one point, all of these news channels and like, you know, media and stuff find out about what's going on and they swarm their building, making it a circus. And Sue tries to go invisible to get away from it, but she has to like drop her clothes, and so she's running around naked. But they didn't show anything, so boo. Anyway, so yeah, Doom then kidnaps Reed and like hooks him up to liquid nitrogen because he's saying like, "Oh, what cools rubber?" Blah blah blah, like it's some stupid villainous thing. And then he puts this mask on that he's had in this glass case. I guess it was a gift from some nation called Latveria, which, if you're familiar with the comics, Doom is actually from Latveria, and he's, like, the king of it. But in the movie, it's just, like, some random throwaway, like, nod to the comics or something. Anyway, so now he's full-fledged Dr. Doom with the mask and cloak and everything. And then the three of them have to break in and rescue him, and, like, a huge fight scene ensues. The fight leads out to the road where Johnny goes supernova and turns Doom into, like, this liquid metal. And then they rapidly cool him with a fire hydrant, and he turns into a fucking statue. And then that's pretty much it. Then they have like a celebratory party, and yeah, Fantastic Four. In part 2, they're continuing their life as, you know, a superhero team or whatever. Sue all of a sudden has blonder hair and bluer eyes, which looks really fucking fake. But then they notice like this anomaly that's like flying through the earth, like, and it causes like all these huge craters in the ground, like even in the ocean, which doesn't make any sense at all. But you know, the fucking government like sends the military in there, and they have this general that's like a douchebag, and he doesn't trust Reed, but he has to trust Reed because Reed's the only one that knows anything about anything, so he has to trust him, and he doesn't like to trust him because he sucks. Then they find out all these anomalies are caused by energy outputs from this guy named Silver Surfer, who is essentially a fucking silver dude on a surfboard flying around. Yes. Johnny, the Human Torch, gets ballsy and tries to fly after him, but if you come into close contact with him, he'll just fuck your powers up. For example, he made Johnny's power switch with, like, the thing at one point, and yeah, it was weird. Anyway, so then they had to try to contain this guy, so they create, like, this weird energy damper field, and it doesn't fucking work at all. Meanwhile, Doom, who's been, like, stored in a shipping container since the end of the first movie, breaks out, and he's all fucked up at this point. Like, his body's like 90% metal, and his face is all jacked up. He ends up in, like, Antarctica somehow, and then he runs into the Silver Surfer, who touches him, and then all of a sudden his body just heals. So he's, like, back to normal again. But then he sees Silver Surfer and wants his fucking power. So the whole movie, he's gunning after a way to get his power. So eventually the four of them capture the Silver Surfer with the help of the military, and they have him at this research facility, where of course Doom shows up and steals the surfboard, and he gets like the cosmic energy. So then he's like Cosmic Doom, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. So then they talk to Silver Surfer, who apparently wasn't bad at all, they just assumed he was, and he tells the team that he's actually the herald for this guy named Galactus. Oh, you remember Galactus, the giant fucking dude from the comics that's like, in space? Yeah, that guy's the eater of worlds. So what happens is Silver Surfer finds suitable planets for him to consume for energy, and he'll go planet to planet and find out if the planet is sustainable, and then Galactus will show up and destroy it. But in the movie, he's not Galactus, he's a giant cloud with like tentacles. Yeah, that's a thing. Everybody loved it, trust me. So then Silver Surfer agrees to help them stop Doom, and the fight leads them to Tokyo, I think. Yeah, it's like Tokyo or somewhere like that. Knowing that the Silver Surfer's energy can fuck all their power up, Johnny willingly takes on the power of all four of them and becomes like a Super Skrull, pretty much, to fight Doom on his own. And he beats the shit out of him, causing him to fucking fall in the ocean and drown, I suppose. So Sue gets mortally wounded during the fight and almost dies, but Silver Surfer cures her and heals her back to normal, and then has some kind of epiphany where he can just use his energy to stop Galactus. So then he flies head on into the cloud and fucking destroys it. And yeah, what a hero! I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take what In the end, the four of them are standing in Tokyo and laughing, we saved the day! And that's pretty much it. Was there going to be a third one? I don't think so, because the second one bombed really bad, and the video game for it was even worse. But like I said, I liked it because of the content, and I've always been a fan of the Fantastic Four, and you gotta think, at the time, this is all we had. We had that 1994 version, and we had these. The 2015 Josh Trank one didn't exist yet, and yeah, don't get me started on that one. Even though I liked it, not a whole lot of people did. Eventually, now that John Krasinski was presented as Reed Richards in the Multiverse of Madness, we're going to get that Fantastic Four movie. But I don't think it's going to be Krasinski, it's going to be someone else, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that was Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.